Imagine living in a village so isolated that reaching the nearest town meant risking your life on narrow mountain trails, hanging hundreds of feet above deep ravines. No highways, no bridges, no easy way out. For generations, this was the reality for the people of Shenlongwan Village, hidden deep within the rugged Taihang Mountains of northern China. Surrounded by towering cliffs and unforgiving terrain, the village seemed trapped by nature itself. Most communities facing such obstacles would wait for government assistance or modern machinery to solve the problem. But the residents of Shenlongwan had a different idea. Armed with little more than hammers, chisels, determination, and an almost unbelievable amount of patience, they decided to carve their own road directly into the side of a mountain. What followed became one of the most extraordinary engineering stories you've probably never heard. Over the course of 15 years, ordinary farmers transformed a sheer cliff face into a breathtaking roadway, suspended above a valley. Today, travelers from around the world visit this remarkable route, amazed not only by its beauty, but by the incredible human effort that made it possible. This isn't the story of billion-dollar infrastructure projects or giant construction companies. It's the story of a small mountain village that refused to remain isolated. It's a story about perseverance, sacrifice, and humanity's determination to overcome even the most intimidating barriers. As we explore the history, construction, and impact of Shenlongwan's famous cliffside road, you'll discover how a community with limited resources accomplished something many would have considered impossible. And by the end of this journey, you may never look at a mountain road the same way again. To understand why the villagers undertook such an enormous challenge, we first need to understand what life was like before the road existed. Shenlongwan Village sits within the dramatic landscape of the Taihang Mountains, a region known for steep cliffs, narrow valleys, and breathtaking scenery. While beautiful, the terrain created severe challenges for the people who lived there. For decades, perhaps even centuries, residents depended on dangerous footpaths carved into the mountainsides. Every trip to a nearby market, school, or medical facility required hours of exhausting travel. Carrying crops, livestock supplies, or construction materials became a grueling physical challenge. During rainstorms, snow, or icy conditions, these paths became extremely hazardous. A single misstep could have devastating consequences. Imagine needing emergency medical treatment and knowing that reaching a hospital could take half a day through treacherous mountain trails. Imagine children walking these routes regularly just to attend school. Economic opportunities were limited because transporting goods out of the village was difficult and expensive. Young people often left in search of better lives elsewhere, while those who remained faced constant isolation. As China rapidly modernized during the late 20th century, many remote communities gained access to roads and transportation networks. Yet villages like Shenlongwan remained disconnected from the progress happening beyond the mountains. The residents understood that without reliable transportation, their future would remain uncertain. They could continue accepting isolation as an unavoidable fact of life, or they could attempt something extraordinary. What happened next would forever change the destiny of their village and create one of the most remarkable roads on Earth. In 1985, the people of Shenlongwan made a bold decision that would define an entire generation. Rather than waiting for outside help, they chose to build their own road through the mountain. At first glance, the idea seemed almost impossible. The cliffs surrounding the village were steep, unforgiving walls of rock. Constructing a road in such conditions would challenge even modern engineering teams equipped with advanced machinery. Yet the villagers believed they had no other choice. Access to transportation wasn't simply about convenience, it was about survival, opportunity, and the future of their community. Families contributed labor, resources, and countless hours of effort. Many of the workers were farmers with little formal engineering training. They learned as they went, adapting techniques to fit the harsh mountain environment. The project quickly became more than a construction effort. It became a symbol of collective determination. Every swing of a hammer represented hope. Every section of rock removed brought the village one step closer to the outside world. The scale of the challenge was enormous. Workers had to carve directly into solid cliff faces while maintaining safety in dangerous conditions. Progress was often slow, and setbacks were common. Yet year after year they continued. What makes this story remarkable isn't simply the finished road. It's the willingness of ordinary people to commit themselves to a project that would take years, perhaps decades, to complete. Many who began the work knew they might not fully benefit from the finished road themselves. They were building not only for their own needs, but for future generations. That kind of long-term vision is increasingly rare in today's fast-paced world, making the Shenlongwan Road an inspiring example of community-driven achievement. The construction process was as astonishing as the road itself. Unlike modern highway projects that rely on fleets of excavators, tunnel boring machines, and advanced surveying equipment, much of Shenlongwan's road was carved using basic tools and manual labor. Workers chipped away at the mountain little by little, removing enormous quantities of rock over the course of many years. The road was designed as a hanging tunnel carved into the cliff face, with large openings that allow sunlight and fresh air to enter, while offering dramatic views of the valley below. These openings also reduced the amount of rock that needed to be removed, making the project more practical. Even so, every meter of progress required tremendous effort. Workers often operated at dangerous heights, suspended above steep drops. Safety equipment was limited compared to modern standards, making the work even more challenging. The villagers had to carefully assess the stability of the rock and ensure that sections of the tunnel would remain secure over time. During winter months, freezing temperatures complicated construction. During rainy seasons, landslides and falling rocks posed additional risks. Yet despite these obstacles, the project continued year after year. What is especially impressive is the precision involved. Creating a road suitable for vehicles required careful planning and consistent alignment. Mistakes could have compromised the entire route. Through persistence and ingenuity, the villagers gradually transformed the cliff face into a functioning roadway. Their accomplishment demonstrates that engineering is not only about technology, it is also about creativity, determination, and the ability to solve problems with the resources available. After approximately 15 years of relentless effort, the road was finally completed around the year 2000. For the people of Shenlongwan, the opening of the road marked the beginning of a new era. What had once been an isolated mountain settlement suddenly gained reliable access to surrounding communities. Travel times dropped dramatically. Farmers could transport their products more efficiently. Children gained easier access to education. Medical emergencies no longer required dangerous journeys along mountain trails. Economic opportunities expanded, and tourism began bringing visitors eager to witness the incredible cliffside road for themselves. Today, the route stands as far more than a transportation link. It serves as a monument to human perseverance and community spirit. Visitors driving through the tunnel often find themselves amazed by the panoramic views framed by the cliff openings. Yet the scenery tells only part of the story. Every section of the road represents years of sacrifice, cooperation, and hard work by villagers determined to create a better future. In an age when massive infrastructure projects are often associated with governments and corporations, Shenlongwan's road reminds us of what ordinary people can accomplish when united by a common goal. It demonstrates that some of the world's most inspiring engineering achievements are not necessarily the largest or most expensive. Sometimes the most remarkable accomplishments emerge from small communities facing extraordinary challenges. As travelers continue to explore this breathtaking road carved into the Taihang Mountains, they are witnessing more than a scenic attraction. They are experiencing a powerful testament to human resilience. A reminder that determination can overcome obstacles that once seemed impossible. And perhaps that is the true legacy of Shenlongwan Village, proving that when people refuse to surrender to their circumstances, they can literally carve a path through a mountain.